Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I want to give you the ultimate explanation for why the self-improvement path will never work. Alright, so last week we talked about why resistance is always going to stagnate you, right? By pushing against what you don't want is always going to keep you stuck. And if you haven't watched that video, please go watch that first and then come back to this. So I have put the link down below, and if I haven't put the link down below, please remind me, and I will put the link down below. So that happened. So now, you understand that in this life, right, we are here to learn. We are here to grow. We are here to expand. We are here to have experiences that are essentially just revealing to ourselves, revealing to us who we really are, right? All of us come down into the body. All of us take on density. All of us have a case of mistaken identity. All of us forget who we are, have painful and suffering experiences, and in that, we are being led step by step by step by step by step back to an understanding of who we have always been. All right? So even just there, right there, that's the key, right? You already have everything you're ever going to have. You already are everything you're going to be. It's not that anything is lacking in you, right? This is just a journey of reminding yourself who you are through an experience of being someone that you're not sometimes and having these contrasting experiences. And that is what life is. We're here to grow, learn, and expand. And paradoxically, like all good truths, right? That growing, learning, and expanding is through forgetting who you are and then coming back into who you are, right? So again, you're not really adding anything to yourself. You're not really improving yourself. You're not really becoming anything you haven't always been, right? You're just moving from an area of not being able to express that, not being able to see it, not being able to know it, to being able to express it, see it, and know it, and live it, right? To live in alignment with the truth. That's what this journey is, right? So most of us, right, are still in this fear-based place where we believe that the things that are happening to us mean something bad about us, mean that we're disconnected, mean that we're on the wrong path, mean that we're doing something wrong, mean there's something missing. Now, this is where the personal development, personal growth, self-improvement path comes in, right? It's that it is our solution, right, to this idea that there's something wrong with us, right? That's what self-improvement is. That's what most of the spirituality that exists right now is. That's what most of the medicine that exists right now is. That's what most of the education system that exists right now is. That's what pretty much every system that exists right now is operating from this fundamental idea that there's something missing from us. There's something wrong with us. There's something we don't have. There's something inherently evil. There's something inherently bad, right? That we either need to, so there's either something missing that we need to add to ourselves, right? We need to do all these modalities, do all this work, do all this self-improvement, so that we can acquire said skills or knowledge or information or characteristics or whatever, or we need to participate in religion or whatever it is that's happening out there to get rid of the shitty things about us, right? The stuff that is bad, the stuff that is wrong, the stuff that's out of alignment, the stuff that's hurting us. However new age or like orthodox you want to put it, it's all the same thing. We got to remember that, right? Everyone's speaking the same language, right? Everything that's out there pretty much right now is saying there's something wrong with you. There's something missing in you. There's something not quite right. And here, just follow this system and I will deliver you from yourself. We'll get it to you. We'll save you, we'll help you, you'll save yourself, you'll fix yourself, but still under this overarching umbrella that there's something wrong with the human condition, that there's something wrong with the humans that live here, and that it needs to be fixed, okay? And so the self-improvement path is exactly that. There's something inherently wrong with you. There's something inherently missing from who you are. There's something inherently flawed about you. And that is the thing we need to self-improve. That is the thing we need to heal. That is the thing we need to integrate. That is the thing we need to save. However you want to say it, like I said, we kind of need to start to notice that this language that we use in the self-improvement world is really no different than the language that is being used in religion, is really no different than language being used in government, is really no different than the language being used in any of the systems that exist right now. Because it's all the same stuff. It's all coming from the same consciousness, right? It's all coming from the same misunderstanding that there's something wrong with us. Now, you need to understand that the way that your psychology works is that the second you start to think there's something wrong with me, there's something missing from me, I'm bad, I'm lacking, I'm evil, I'm missing something, right? The second that's your mindset, you shut down. You need to know this, okay? This is what's keeping us stuck in this loop that we've been in for literally pretty much as long as recorded human history, okay? Is this mindset. Since the fall, this has been where we've been. We haven't really evolved that much in our consciousness since then. And I know that that might sound like a harsh thing to say. I mean globally. Okay, like overarchingly. There are definitely lots of people on this planet who have evolved past that. But as a collective consciousness, most of us, I would say the majority, even the people who are kind of on the leading edge of consciousness, are still operating from this idea that there's something missing from us, there's something wrong with us that must be added or taken away in order for us to get where we want to go. Right? In order for us to achieve our goals, in order for us to be enlightened, in order for us to be spiritual, in order for us to be successful at business, in order for us to be whatever. Right? It's this first fundamental flawed idea that there's something wrong, there's something missing, there's something that needs to get taken away. And once that happens, we'll be able to, whatever, love ourselves, have our goal, be enlightened, be spiritual, be saved, go to heaven, get $1 million, have the best job, have a great relationship, get the car. It doesn't matter. It's all the same stuff, right? And the second your brain registers you telling yourself, I'm missing something, or there's something wrong with me, we go into fear. Because that is a fear-based thought, right? Because what is fear? Fear is simply the belief in separation. That's all fear is. Fear is the belief that I am separate from God, from love, from source, from the earth, from this experience that I am having, that it's these two different things and that things can be against me. There are demons, there are evil spirits, there are things that can attack me. It's all separation consciousness, right? And it's all operating from this flawed premise that separation can and does exist. That is the fundamental untruth about all of it, right? There is no separation. It never occurred. There is no separation. There was no fall. That never happened. It was a consciousness shift that happened. We believed it to be so. And that is what caused all of this, okay? So what we are doing on the self-love path is we are realizing that unification is. Unity consciousness is. Being God is. Nothing has changed. That didn't not happen. Nothing happened to make it so that wasn't a thing anymore. We have just been denying it. That's all it is. Our perception became flawed. Our perception went out of alignment with the truth. The truth didn't change. Reality didn't change. You didn't become less. You didn't become evil. You didn't lose anything. Nothing happened except for in your perception. It's just in your mind that this happened. It's just in your ideas that this happened. And then because this reality is a hologram, you've projected it out. And then what was reflected back to you, again, you filtered back through that fundamental belief in separation that never actually happened, but it's being filtered through your belief of it, so that's your experience. So this self-love path is about retraining your perception to the reality that already exists. That's why people say a lot of the time when they get enlightened that they just laugh. Because it was like, oh, it was here all along. Nothing happened. Right? Nothing happened. I just realized what was already going on this entire time. It was really just I let go of all of my fantasies of separation. I let go of all of my fantasies that there was something missing from me. I let go of all of my fantasies that there was something broken about myself, that there was something that needed saving, that there was something that needed fixing. And I let go of all my fantasies that there was something broken or messed up about the world, right? And that's expansion. That's awakening. That's unity consciousness. That's God consciousness. And from that point forward, you're still going to have a life. You're still going to have things you accomplish. You're still going to have things you do. You're still going to have things you want. You're still going to be sad when your friend dies. All of these things are still going to happen. Life is still going to happen. But your perspective, your perception of everything will be radically different. Right? Will be radically less painful, less suffering, because you will see it for what it is. Just the journey. It doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're cut off from love, right? And that's all the self-improvement path is, okay? It's religion dressed up in this new modern way, right? All it is if you just do this, love will come back. That's all the self-improvement path is, right? That love went somewhere, and it's because there's something wrong with you, and if you just do some things good enough, eventually that love will come back, right? If that doesn't sound familiar to you, like Christianity or like the Bible or like any other religion, you're not paying attention. It's the same stuff, right? Something's wrong with you. Follow this path. We'll fix it. And love will come back. And so what we're saying is no. The second you believe that, anything you do from there is not going to get you where you want to go. Because it's built upon a foundation of a false premise. Right? This is why the self-improvement path will never work. Because it's built on the foundation of there's something wrong with you. There's something missing from you. Separation occurred. Love is missing. And that is just not true. That is not the reality. The reality is separation never occurred. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing missing. You're on a journey of self-discovery, and that's all it is. This journey doesn't mean anything about your lack. It's just a journey of revealing yourself to yourself. That's all this is. And unity is. Love is everywhere. Love is everything. Everything is love. Right? It's just your perception that can't see that right now. Right? That's all it is. It's just a figment of your imagination, literally. So to work on a system that's based on a fantasy, which is what all of the self-improvement stuff is, right? When it's really working from this foundation that there's something missing from you, it's a fantasy. If it's really working from a foundation that there's something wrong with you, it's a fantasy. If it's really working from a foundation that you have an evil thing or a thing to lose or a thing to gain, it's a fantasy. That's fantasy. That's mystical. Come into reality, right? So the self-love path is, my mind has been completely trained in the other way, right? You acknowledge that your mind and your kind of consciousness at this point has been trained to believe the fantasy, right? And so that's what you're seeing, and that's what you're living, and that's how you're perceiving things. And that makes sense. Of course you are. We all are, right? We all chose to have that fall happen in our consciousness. So again, right, as we go broader and broader, this idea that this fall that never happened also wasn't a mistake. It's not wrong that we believe we're separated, okay? It's the part of the journey. But it's about taking responsibility and saying, okay, I'm going to stop playing in the fantasy, right? You can play at religion. You can play at self-improvement. You can play at all of these things as long as you want. And you're going to be on this hamster wheel. And it's great. You'll learn a lot. But at some point you're going to say, okay, I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to end my own suffering. I'm going to end this rat race. I'm going to end this craziness. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to start to assume I'm already good. I'm going to start to give myself love in the places that I've never given myself love before. I'm going to start to open the door for understanding in the places I've only ever held judgment. I'm going to start to inject that love into the places that I've been cutting it off. And then you will realize that love was never cut off from you. You were never separated out. You made the choice to separate yourself. You made the choice to cut off love from you, right? And you were trained to do it from the moment you were born. So again, it's not a mistake. It's not your fault. It's not bad. We all did it, right? It's this overarching theme. It's not wrong that this happened, but it's our responsibility to come back into truth. It's our responsibility to take responsibility for ourselves and say, I'm not going to live in the fantasy anymore, right? My whole mind, my whole body, my whole everything is trained to believe in the fantasy, and that's okay. So this self-love path is still a journey I'm going to take. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and believe that everything is love. But I'm going to start to move away from, I can't love myself until, I can't be happy until, I need this external thing to help me because, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going to move towards, no, I'm going to bring my own love here. I'm going to bring my own love here. I'm going to bring my own love here. It says in the Course in Miracles, your job is not to seek for love, but to seek for all the places within yourself you have cut that love off and to let the love in again. That's the goal. That's all it is. Love never went anywhere. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to save. And if you go on a self-improvement path, whatever, however they're painting that for you, that there's something missing from you, there's something that needs to be added or taken away, you're trapped. You're stuck. You're on the wheel. You're not going to get where you want to go because it's out of alignment with the truth. You choose something that's fundamentally in alignment with truth, and then you convince yourself of it. You train yourself in that new thing. You make yourself see it the way that it actually is, over and over and over again. By doing all these practices and doing all these things. That's what this is. Okay? So this is the ultimate reason that self-improvement will never work, because it's based on a fundamental flawed premise. There's nothing wrong with you. Now you need to go and figure out where you blocked love from yourself. And that's it. Where you have blocked understanding, where you have said, I don't want this is bad, I'm judging this, inside or outside. Doesn't matter, all of it, one lesson. Where is the love? How can I see the love here? How is this blessing me? How is this helping me? How can I love the one and do it anyways? How can I do the adventure as though it's an adventure, not a big scary test? All of these things. Okay? The second you put yourself into fear mode, you're stuck. Put yourself into love mode. Move from there. Love mode says, this is what's supposed to be happening. I'm okay. I am complete. It's just a journey. I want to discover. Alright? So like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Comment down below. Join Patreon. And I will see you in the next video. Mm-hmm.